One of the biggest problems I see that new affiliates tend to do is that they'll launch campaigns without really understanding or being reassured that it's going to work. Now, one of the biggest principles that I believe in that successful affiliates follow is that they truly understand and observe what is actually working, not what they believe works, what they want to believe works, but they actually look at data and let the numbers speak for themselves and just follow that data without any emotional attachment. So, in this lecture, what I'm going to show you is how to find the top converting or best performing countries within the MJID ad network. Now, the reason for this is because if you have a basis for which countries are more likely to convert and profit from, well, then if you launch a campaign within those countries, you're more likely to succeed than another affiliate that just launches a campaign because they heard that, oh, this country may work or whatever. But with this approach, you actually have some data to back you up, so you're more likely to succeed when you launch a campaign or multiple campaigns to come. So the way to find and access this data is to first go to this URL here. Now, I'll have this URL for you ready in the external resources section so that you can easily click on it and bookmark it through your own account. Now, next thing you're going to want to do when you go through this URL, you're going to want to click this tab here that says best performing. Once you do that, you're going to be given a list of 10 countries that are performing the best on MGID right now. Now, this list of countries does update on a daily basis. So I would recommend that if you're new to this, that you check in a couple times a week or at the very minimum once a week so that you have an idea and you get to see the trends as countries change on this list or which countries come and go throughout the years and the seasons. For example, I could tell you right now, because I'm familiar with this list, just months ago, Czech Republic wasn't on this list. Germany tends to pop in and out of this list. So you're going to want to keep an eye out in here for opportunities and emerging markets that you could potentially capitalize on. And another thing to notice is that these countries right here, these are the countries you should start with when you're looking through your spy tool and to see which campaigns are currently hot within these countries. That does a few things. Number one, perhaps the most important, data that you could actually get something going profitably. And number two, it gives you focus because there's so many countries and so many devices to choose and launch a campaign in that it makes things much easier as you can narrow down and get a better idea as to what to focus on and what will actually work. Now, another thing to notice is that this column right here says platform. On MGID, you could target three major platforms: one, desktop; two, mobile; and three, tablets. You could target all these platforms separately or a combination of any of the three. Now, one thing to keep in mind here is that not all countries will have each of the three platforms listed as best performing. For example, desktop US is here and desktop, mobile, and tablet is here, but some countries like Italy only have mobile and tablet, yet their Italy desktop is not considered best performing. Now, that's one thing to keep in mind. And again, as you keep an eye on this list, you'll notice trends change. Like, for instance, US desktop wasn't on this list last week. Another thing to keep in mind is the cost per click or the average cost per click column. Now, on MGID, everything you see here is going to be listed within US cents. So this here is 19 cents. This here is 14 cents. This is 9 cents, and so on. Now, I would recommend that you save this data within a spreadsheet or whatever you prefer. And the reason for that is because this is going to be a huge help when referencing and spying and launching campaigns. Lastly, there's going to be an impressions daily column. So for example, for US desktop, this shows 37.5 million potential impressions daily. Now, that's the potential impression daily cap. Your ad may not be shown to that many people depending on where your product category that you're promoting falls under, as certain MGID partners that run the native ads, they only select a few different categories depending on what niche market they're targeting with their content. But this is a good indicator to know what sort of volume is possible within those countries. For example, US has tens of millions of potential daily visitors, but Czech Republic only has less than 7. So that's a great thing to keep an eye on if you're looking to either scale a new campaign or see which countries can have the most potential volume and daily profit potential. So that about wraps it up in this lecture on how to identify the top countries and platforms you should be targeting and spying on. And I'll show you in the upcoming lectures how to put this information to use when you're using a spy tool, and also other little insights. So this is Paolo Perdue from libertyblueprint.com. Thanks for watching this lecture. I'll see you in the upcoming lectures.